Welcome back to Come and See with Terry Lee. If you're new to my journey, thank you for tuning in. Wanted to give a little background on my cancer journey. This might be the first video that you're watching. I was diagnosed the first time in 2020, December of 2020, with adenoid cystic carcinoma, which starts in the salivary glands in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I went through 7 weeks of radiation, and after that I was cancer-free. Yearly I would go for a checkup, CT scans, MRIs, and in 2024 the cancer was back, and it was in the base of my mouth and then both lungs, so it had metastasized. It was really kind of, the appointment was in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and it was kind of a grim future that was presented to me. Palliative care was mentioned, and we weren't going to just stand by and accept that. So that's where MD Anderson in Houston came into the picture. They had a clinical trial, Trodelvy, which is offered there or in China. We chose Houston, a little bit more practical for us. So I was welcomed into that clinical trial. I started it in October of 24, and the first trial goes for a year. You can go 2 years if it's working for you. And basically, when I got my first CT scan in 24, when I came to MD Anderson, the tumors had grown between Green Bay and Houston. And then I get, every 4 treatments, I get another CT scan. And basically what we were getting was stable. So they weren't growing anymore, so something was working. And then, so every 4 treatments I get one. We had the same stable prognosis each time until this past week. We had that the tumors are reducing in size, which was amazing news. So obviously something is working, or is it all of it? The clinical trial, Trodelvy, prayer and devotion is a part of my everyday life, 15 daily supplements, daily exercise routine, cancer fighting diet. All of these are what my journey is all about. So before I go into the meat of my video this week, I want you to please click on the thumbs up and share my video at the end to reach those who need the hope that are battling difficult times in their life. Not just cancer, there's so many things people are battling. And positive attitude, all of the things that I do and incorporate into my daily life, make it so that we can make it through those difficult times. And if you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? So my sister had given me this read me when, and it's when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're feeling anxiety, when you're thankful. And I dip into this every day, depending on how I'm feeling. Well, prior to my treatments, even though I had this wonderful news on my CT scan that my tumors are shrinking, I still have 7 months of treatment ahead of me, and possibly more than that, because it could go 2 years, as I had stated. So I have the side effects with these treatments, and that creates anxiety because I know how I'm going to feel. I know the effects that I'm going to go through. So I picked one out before my treatment this week, and it was Matthew 6:34. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. Isn't that the truth? So over the weekend, while I was recuperating, Steve began a shelving project in the basement of our coach. In between naps, I was able to video the progression of his project. Okay, so when you're living in a rolling home, your storage becomes a priority, right? So we have these storage containers, call it the basement, underneath the RV, and they go in and out all the way from one side to the other. But it has to be able to come all the way through, so you can't have anything that's going to go above. So we have all this extra space up on the top. So Steve thought it would be a great idea, which I agree, to put some shelving in. So we're going to show you what that looks like to put shelving into a King Air and add some, I don't know what you call these, honey. All right, so now we made the shelves out of 1/2-inch plywood, and now we're gonna take this felt and wrap the shelves so it looks all nice and tidy. Picked up a couple other things that we need, staple gun, some staples, contact adhesive to adhere the material to the shelves, and then burst staple guns to secure it all the way around. My cancer fighting recipe for the week is a lentil salad packed with fresh vegetables. First I mix up the dressing. There's extra virgin olive oil, fresh lemon juice, 3 garlic cloves, Dijon mustard, Italian seasoning, sea salt, cumin, and fresh ground pepper. So I made the dressing up first, and then I cut up my vegetables. 2 cups of the green lentils, cooked those up, that's 1 cup uncooked. And 3 Persian cucumbers, grape tomatoes. I use cherry tomatoes because that's what I had. Diced red onion, kale leaves, radishes, crumbled feta cheese, green onions, fresh parsley, and fresh mint leaves. And then I blended all that together and let it sit in the fridge for a few hours. It was fantastic. If you want the full recipe, let me know, make a comment on my video, and I'd be happy to share that with you. Thank you for coming along on my journey with me this week. I hope you enjoyed our shelf building and a little history on my cancer, and then also the recipe that I shared. Each week I like to try to either find a different soup recipe or a salad recipe that really just packs a lot of much needed healthy food to fight the cancer. Again, don't forget to click the thumbs up, share the video, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. God bless. Have a wonderful week.